Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and goddamn, it is the morning. But we are back with another slime video. And as you can see, we had a quote-unquote surprise kind of live stream recorded video drop a couple hours ago. Now, this was unofficially teased on Twitter by someone who was not part of the development team, but they had this image. So I took it with a heavy grain of salt that it wasn't real, because it showed a few different things that made me believe that it wasn't going to happen. But lo and behold, here it is. You know, they didn't actually put this up until like 2 hours beforehand. I think this aired at like 3 a.m. my time, and they didn't post it on Twitter till like 1 a.m. So they really held off on announcing it. So I'm pretty sure some intern just forgot to post it to Twitter. But we do have a decent amount of information in here alongside the kits of the new Diablo and Octagram Deeno. So let's go ahead and check it out really fast. So we'll go ahead and mute this because that's not really important. But here is the banner-ish that we're going to get, right? We have the new Diablo, who is dark. So Dark Diablo 3.0. You know, I heard arguments that he would be water. I heard things that he might be wind. I personally didn't think he was going to be dark because, you know, that's our third Dark Diablo. But lo and behold, he is dark. And he'll be on a banner with, you know, Light 2.0, Space 1.0, probably Space 2.0. Maybe they don't have Leon or Guy up here, but we've got, you know, Water 2.0 and Light 2.0. So 3 very strong metas and 1 pretty good meta, in my opinion, my personal opinion. I'm not a big fan of the Wind, but, you know, Space 1.0 still good, the hero's still great. Water 2.0 really good. Light 2.0 probably still my most favorite team. But we also have Diablo's kit. Now, this has some information, and then there's also some English information on their actual website that is interesting, to say the least. So, obviously, he's dark. His first skill, 25-point cost. He raises his own attack by 25% for 2 turns, and also increases his ult gauge by 25%. So, he, on paper, seems like a nuker because he has this personal attack boost. He gives himself ult, so he's ready to go, right? Because Milim has her 70% ult boost and 15% attack buff, but, you know, 25 is better than 15. Not by much, but it is. His second skill is what we were all kind of expecting Shinsha to be. He is a double orb changer from oranges to greens. So he covers that final aspect of the team by having full orb coverage, because now we'll have Diablo that changes oranges, we have Izis that changes blues, and we have Milim that does the special convert. So that's good. And then his side effect on here is he raises the skill point gain of greens by 5%, which again will stack with everything else up to 100%. Not necessarily the best thing in the world, but, you know, there's a few skill points on this team that do that now, so you're going to probably have around 20% extra skill point gain. So it's not bad. His information over here, this I believe is his 6-star awakening trait, so if you max him out, he gets an extra 5% ult damage, so I mean that's good. And then over here I believe is his Valor trait, which says after 4 turns, when using his ult, you lower enemies' skill points by 20, and you can do that once per match. Take that with a grain of salt, that's Google Translate, so I'm pretty sure it's accurate, because I don't really see you sending 1 orb and then just magically lowering their skill points by 20, so especially after 4 turns. So yeah, so he's got extra 5% ult, he's got a Valor trait that seems to be pretty good. His first skill is an attack buff and an ult gauge increase, and then his second skill is orb changing. So right here, just from this screen, he looks pretty good. and then we go check something else, and then it's not so great. So we have over here the additional information posted today, and Diablo, the Demon Lord's Dark Servant appears in Part 3. This time, Diablo has a skill that is an AoE Dark physical attack that does 250% of his normal attack. So, unpacking this right here, an AoE unit, so he's got an attack buff, and he gets an extra 5% on his AoE if you get him maxed out, but it's an AoE. And then he's physical. Physical, which, you know, if you're running the new Protector of Eldora, his whole shtick is that you're stacking magic damage. So based on this information right here from the developers on their English website, he will not benefit from being on the Veldora team, except for being an orb changer who happens to be dark. And also 250%, I'm pretty sure this is, you know, before you get him maxed out. It should be the normal 290% that AoE units have these days. So he'll technically do 295% ult damage on an AoE. But physical, like, I really hope this is a typo, because if he's physical, this makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense for him to release as a dark unit during the dark meta and not coincide with the Protector's skill. So, I don't know. Just based on, you know, that info and this info, he ain't worth it. He's not worth it. He does not have skills that overshadow the power that Octagram Valentine can give you with a permanent 60% all boost. Yes, you're missing out on some orb changing, and I do appreciate the orb changing. However, he doesn't really fit, right? Shinsha's giving the dark boost. Reimer's giving the crit and crit damage. Milim is your DPS and giving ult gauge. Izis is changing the blues. Valentine's giving you that permanent boost. This Diablo has no spot. He is just not good enough. At least on paper. At least on paper. Maybe some of this is wrong. We'll find out tonight. But for now, not worth it. Surprisingly, he's probably the worst unit to release this meta. Actually, not probably. He is the worst unit to release this meta. But again, we'll have to wait and see what it actually says in-game, because this stuff down here says, you know, this is all still not permanent yet, you know, but you think it'd be permanent because in about 12 hours it's going to be live. So, there's Diablo's skill. And then also, oh, missed one more thing over here. It also says he also has skills with effects like 100% chance to bind, which I'm assuming is his ult effect. And since he's an AoE, he should be binding all 3 units in place. So that then makes me believe this is more geared towards Valor Cup. He's more of a PvP focused unit, being AoE, having an attack buff, binding your targets in so they can't swap out when they're low health like the AI loves to do. Still, not great looking right now. Let's move on. So next is, we have this campaign that's already going on, you know, social media, but then we have this new thing down here where if we get, they're going to post a tweet or maybe repost this tweet, and if 5,000 people and 500 likes or something like that, I don't really remember, everyone gets 100 crystals. And they want you to post their friend code, so please, for the love of God, please go post your friend code on their Twitter and make them feel like idiots. Just like I've been having in my video comments and my Discord. You want a place to post your friend code? You're gonna get it. So there you go. We've got that famous YouTuber dude who's gonna do a first-time playthrough of Slime in a video. That's it. There's no other information. You're not gonna get anything from this, as far as I'm aware. So, hooray. This is the once per day single summon. Again, it does not state if it's a 4-star guaranteed like the Half Annie, but it is, again, just a free summon. So, have fun. Someone's going to pull something good out of that, and a lot of people are not, like me. This is just going over, we can get up to like 100 free recruits if you do all the missions from all the tickets and crystals. It's pretty standard stuff. This has been going on since the beginning of the anniversary. This is not like new stuff. We'll get more missions and we'll get more crystals from it, but the total amount is still going to be the 100 total summons, not another 100 from this point forward. We're also getting the teased side story for Milim for the Tempest versus the Mad City event. This should give us, some crystals and some anniversary medals. So, I mean, it's something to do, I guess. Moving on, we are going to get on the 18th, so not tonight's update, but next week's update. We're going to get the next 5 floors of Tower of Isis, and they're going to also introduce these new warp gates down here. So you can see we have a blue to blue, so then there's a gap, so it really is, you're going to be locked into going a certain path by choosing one of these warp gates. So I'm assuming the maps are going to be much bigger, things are going to be much more spread out, and you're going to have to repeat these floors multiple times to get everything that you want. So it should give you something to do if you do enjoy Tower. If you don't enjoy Tower like me, then it's just going to be another hassle. But again, it is new stuff that they're adding in, so can't really fault them for that. Next, we have this. So these characters were picked out during the initial anniversary stream by the voice actors and actresses. And they are going to get Valor traits. These specific units will receive this same Valor trait down here, which is, if I translated it correctly, which again, it's Google, so please, grain of salt, you can reduce the ult damage of an enemy by 15% for 1 turn after sending 2+ combo of orbs once per fight. So, Trainee, Fire Milim, Light Hinata, Dark Rimuru, Raphael, Space Rimuru, and the unit we don't speak of, will get that same exact trait of lowering ult damage after sending 2 orbs or more. Which, I mean, is fine. Most of these units don't see usage in Valor Cup, so that's probably why they're being added in. I don't know. Trainee, yeah. On the Earth Team, Trainee there is a humongous tank and a healer, so her having a trait is pretty good. Fire Milim is the best that you can do for the Fire Team. I've never, ever seen a Light Hinata. I've never seen a Raphael. Actually, that's not true. I've seen Raphael. I've seen you guys. I've seen... Again, we don't talk about you. But over here is much more interesting information, because this states that there is a movie release countdown login, or not login, but summon banner. And it's going to feature units like Dark Diablo 2.0, the Hero, Water Shuna, and every 3 multis you get a 5-star ticket. But you will have 2 choices for 5-star tickets. So the first one, translated by Roxas, so thank God for him, it says, a 5-star confirmed ticket for the units on this banner. So that's the first option, so it's a normal 5-star ticket for whoever's in. But the second one down here with is 50%. It's translated to a 5-star ticket with a 50% rate of the unit having a Valor trait. So one of these guys. So, I don't know if there's only these units and then the brand new units that have Valor traits, right? So this ticket seems like ass, because you can select from Trainee. It's a 50% shot, so maybe you get one of these units, or maybe you get something that doesn't. And I don't know if it's going to be like the entire pool of units for this one ticket, but then the only banner units for this ticket. I don't know how it's going to work. It doesn't have any additional info past, this. So we'll have to wait and see how worth or not worth these 2 tickets are and which one you should select. Initial glance makes me think it's probably better to choose the first ticket, trying to pull the Hero rather than trying to pull goddamn Fire Milim. I mean, all these units are in the general pool anyways, so I don't really get it. But moving on, this is the friendship update where you get double bond XP for talking to your people, and you get medals if they happen to give you a gift sometimes. This says, I think we're getting a 13-day login bonus. So cool. We ran out of, I think, one of the login bonuses now, so we'll have another one going. Cool. We don't know what it's going to give us, or if it's actually a login bonus. It just says SNS campaign, which is social media. But, again, it doesn't really say much about that. They brought up the monthly pass again without actually telling us when it's going to happen, just that it's in November sometime. So, and it's not in the news, so I'm assuming it's going to happen at the end of the month to start December for the movie meta. So that's the best probably time I could think of them dropping it. And then we have the information that also came from the original live stream about the 100 celebrations for 4 months. The next two are going to be, you know, the movie tie-ins and a movie kind of prequel story. So that's cool and everything. And then we have Octagram Deeno's information. Not as much information as we got for Diablo, but it's still his 2 skills, which sadly is looks to be Valor Cup only, because it's not that useful anywhere else. So he is water, obviously. He is the last meta typing that we were missing for Octagram. His first skill lowers the attack of one enemy by 20% for 3 turns, and every 3 turns you get an extra 10% stack up to 50%. So, after 6 turns have passed, you can nerf an enemy's attack by 50%. Okay. Awesome. I don't really know why we're going to put that on the water team, right? You're going to put that alongside Shion and Shuna and Hinata and Dark Val and Rimuru? I'm not. I'm not. Not in PvE content, not in Tempered Edge, not in Conquest. His second skill heals himself for 70% of his maximum HP and lowers his own attack for 2 turns. So he is nerfing enemies' damage and healing himself while also nerfing himself. Which, you know, this is why I think he's PvE, because he's going to nerf enemies' attack and valor. He's going to heal himself and keep him alive so he can keep nerfing people. I don't know. He seems like ass. I'm just going to put that out there. He seems not good. They have really been fumbling with Octagram units, and for how much work it takes to get one of these units, it's really concerning that the past couple units have been pretty trash. Octagram Guy is hilarious. Octagram Leon is just not that good. Octagram Daggerel is a joke. This guy seems like a joke. At this point, the most useful unit that sees the most usage on any team is going to be Octagram Valentine because of the permanent 60% ult boost and her trait, giving you protection gauge for the first 3 turns. Octagram Millim is still a solid option for DPS. Ramaris is still the best healer in the game, but you don't see them used nearly as much on teams as you do Val, because, you know, Val works with every team that can get skill points. So this is very, very depressing for Deeno. We don't know any other details for him, but we do have his ult animations, so let's go ahead and mute myself.
こちらどうぞ。長引くのも面倒だからさ。終わらせようか。じゃあな。オールンブランディス。悪く思うなよな。
Okay, so the one major thing we can unpack there is that he is AoE. So, again, not overly useful, except in Valor Cup, where, you know, having an AoE is actually pretty good. So, that's that. We also have confirmation, because now we have all 7 elements represented. This says that Octagram Rimuru will be a thing, but no release date. Because we've covered all 7 metas, so we were like, well, there's 8 Demon Lords. That's what Octagram means, is 8. Octa means 8. So what is, and we're missing Rimuru, who is definitely part of, Octagram. So what meta is he going to be? When is he going to come? Is he going to come? The answer is yes. We don't know what meta, and we don't know when. But he will be coming. Coming. Period. We don't know when. Moving on, we have some art designs, and then the rest of this is them talking, but, all the subtitles are in Japanese, and I don't speak Japanese, and they don't have any images, so I think they're just discussing the game and the anniversary overall. So, yeah. That's the 35-minute live stream. So, we've got Dark Diablo, who looks to be a pretty big miss, and then we've got Octagram Deeno, who also seems to be a pretty big miss. So I'm not overly thrilled with the information here for the characters. We'll be summoning for Diablo tonight, regardless, and then we'll be trying him out, so I can tell people that for sure, no, you should skip this banner. The best thing to come out of this is probably the return of the 3 multis guaranteed 5-star ticket banner with these units. So we'll see how that banner looks, and if you should summon, which maybe you should. But again, the movie celebration starts in 14 days, 2 weeks from now. And that's going to be Fire Meta 2.0. Movie units, they're going to be brand new to the game. They could be pretty good. So let me know your thoughts on Diablo and Deeno, and let me know how depressed you are after seeing their kits. And I will see you all tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Take it easy, guys. Bye.